All right, guys, we are going to be moving into this game. We actually do finally have a little deviations coming up over here, just tiny ones with the Bailey nest getting started up there for Cham. And I think that we just have, fast +1 carapace coming out over here for Erik. So that's where that extra or that first bit of gas is going to come from, Erik.
Yes, indeed. I'm sorry, I was communicating with
no worries
for a second.
Plus...
Go on, Robbie, go on.
Okay, well, I was going to say +1 carapace is coming on up, but it's also a Roach Warren forming the walls. So it seems like Erik wants to bypass some of the Baneling plays for a bit.
Yeah, Cham's gonna get a good scout, it looks like, for the time being, so that's nice. And you're right, yeah, Erik's this is a cool map to choose to do this on, because that ramp or that choke is actually smaller than on almost every other map, where you can just use the 2 buildings to wall it off. So it's really nice. Like, Erik's that type of player that will look for little edges and kind of play to the map in smaller ways. And I do appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Cham is going to be flooding out a decent number of lings, and the fact that he's still making more lings and making a couple of these banelings does read to me like he really wants to do some big damage over here, or he wants to get a cancel on that third base. Like that, those would be really ideal moves for him. But with Zergling's speed now finished up over here for Erik, this kind of gets dangerous, right? The banelings are going to be pretty tough to deal with.
Yeah, the banelings are the biggest issue, especially while he doesn't have that link speed finished. Now the links are being cornered up and all the banelings blow on top of them. This looks pretty over to me. The banelings not even choosing to detonate onto multiple drones because they feel like as long as they zone out the Zerglings, that'll be good enough. And it's maybe true, but now with roaches popping up, they do detonate onto a clump of drones. And yeah, you know, it's just a formality at this point. It looks like Cham has this one.
Yeah, +1 carapace finishes up, but there is a single roach, maybe 2 roaches left alive to enjoy it now, as finally Cham retreats back. But Cham, at the very beginning, before the first set of Zerglings even ran in, before the Banelings moved forward and got a single kill, had already started up his lair. He had his transition in mind, following this up immediately. And he has a Spire on the way. After doing that much economic damage and still potentially going to do a little bit more over here, Cham is looking to be in a situation where he's going to end the game before his kill move.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that, Ravi. He's going to end the game while he still has part of his plan. And look, he looks unfazed. He looks like, was that it? You know?
That kind of stuff.
Maybe the mining of the gas. It's I mean, it's kind of just when they drop the Evo chamber, really, that it results clear, right? Like, unless they're doing something weird, like going for Evo chamber and trying to time it so that you get the melee at the same time as the speed or something like that. I like doing stuff like that, but I almost never see it. So it's just kind of like after speed, when you have the 100 gas, you'll drop an Evo chamber, and you know, you probably don't end up mining too much more gas until you trickle into a lair and Mutalisks.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, well, Zergling's speaking to get started up for both of these players as the Lings arrive over here. Just a few more for Erik, and you're talking about that Queen snipe. Well, the Queen is getting closer to popping, and it seems like Cham's trying to buy some time with these Lings.
I'm surprised. Erik should know that the Queen is about to pop, right? So I think he should be looking for it down here. Instead, the Queen is going to have a chance to tuck itself away. Still, Erik is going to find a decent surround, but no, repositioning some of those Zerglings will make it so that the Queen will survive. That Queen should have been dead, and that would have been a decent start for Erik. With that said, Cham is kind of just leaning in on this while Erik is trying to drone back up. Cham is making more Zerglings and has dropped a Baneling nest kind of hidden and tucked away in his own base. So look for aggression from the Mexicano.
Yeah, if Erik doesn't actually start making some Zerglings soon, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, because it is 15 Lings out right now for Cham, with the Baneling nest now finishing on up and still more Lings being made as he moves across the map. That third base might be a little bit more vulnerable. You know, third base, that one location where the Queens are not really going to be able to help protect you. You can't really get those Queens over there very easily.
Yeah, and Erik was kind of gambling here a little bit because Cham has made so very many Zerglings. Erik was making a very late Baneling nest, and then he made a flood of Zerglings to where if Cham started a Link flood now, he would have enough Lings to kind of deny this and fight for the Banelings morphin. But Cham already made a lot of Zerglings preemptively, and he already has the Banelings, and this is just a terrible position for Erik to try and defend this third.
Yeah, not only losing so many Lings, but yeah, now going to end up having to cancel that hatchery. there's still more Lings arriving over here. And I want to note, Cham is actually only about 5 workers behind, so if he gets even a little bit of damage done over here, it's going to be great.
Wow.
I think he might be getting more than a little.
Yeah, that was beautiful movement on those Banelings, just getting out of range of both queens while the Lings surround them. Now there's Banelings out for Erik, but he has already taken too much damage here at 420. It is like looking like game over, Ravi.
Oh my god, the fact that he absorbs 2 Baneling hits with that 1 Baneling and finds all of the drones, softens them up so they get one shot by these Lings. Ladies and gentlemen, Cham, he has somewhere to be today, guys. He is in this to clean it up as fast as possible at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Erik, I'm not sure what he's looking for here, just kind of processing the loss at this point. It's more or less impossible to come back from this. And yeah, I mean, a little bit sad, right? Like he tried something kind of cool with the Lings. He does get across the map, though Cham did make 4 blind Lings, which is as much as most people will make. You know, so that's kind of nice for him. Erik still managed to pick 1 Ling off right away. I think if he doesn't commit into going for the main, where all of the drones are going to be and where the best defense for Cham is always going to be, and instead just attacks the natural base until the queen pops, gets us around and gets out, then he's in a fine position. But instead, he doesn't get the queen, and as a result, Cham just is able to make so many Lings with those larva injects, and he, you know, acknowledges that, gets the... Oh, no cancel. He's going to need a few hundred of those.
A few hundred of those.
Yeah, it's just not working out.
GG. Well played by Cham. That's a 2-0 lead for him in this best of 5.
Kill you very easily. So Erik needs to tighten his game up a little bit, last until those later stages, and then shine with units like Lurkers and Vipers that I think that he's much more adept with than in this early game at the moment.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get to see that chance because they both did manage to successfully get up natural expansion hatcheries at regular times. We got Zergling speed coming out over here for Cham. Still seeing a hold off over there for Erik because he's not quite got the gas for it just yet. But see if there's an opportunity for him to maybe cut another corner again if that's his plan. But no, just going to go for that Zergling speed and play it out usual.
Yeah, which is in itself cutting a small corner. That means he got the gas a little bit later and mined a little bit more minerals, but it's almost negligible. He has to be prepared to be the defender though, and he has to anticipate that his opponent can have earlier link speed, so he can't really be out on the map easily because, you know, if you have the same numbers and your opponent or one less circling and your opponent has link speed, then it turns out ugly really quick.
Yeah. Ling finally gets cornered and picked off by those queens, so Erik can shut down a little bit of map information there. I think that, yeah, the Overlord has not technically seen the Baneling nest there for Erik, so nice little denial of some vision for a bit until the Overlord moves forward anyways. But I think the Overlord is a little bit more vulnerable to the queen now picking it off, right?
Yeah, definitely. It could very well be a danger, and I'm surprised that Erik actually didn't go for it. Though he does know about the 6 links from Cham, and that is the reason why he pulled back the drone earlier as well. Now Erik not taking any chances, going straight away for 4 Banelings. And while Cham is reinforcing, if Erik can just hold on here, he'll be in a decent position, but he does need to take a third quickly.
Yeah, our observer also showing us that there is a layer on the way there for Cham. So while he is absolutely committing a bit to this aggression, he is also thinking about a follow-up here tech-wise. Even if it's going to be at the cost of some of the economy, he is droning up a bit now behind this, but you can tell like the drones are coming out later. They're having less time to mine.
Yeah, I mean, this is just beautiful gameplay by Cham because he's kind of taking into account when all these Banelings could have detonated there. Oh, not necessary to go to Banelings on a drone, but, you know, whatever. I think the cool thing about Cham's gameplay here is that he just kind of killed Erik with 2 similar attacks. So this time, like I was saying, Erik is super ready. He already has the Baneling nest. He already has or morphs 4 Banelings instantly, and he chooses not to go out for his third, while Cham already has a third, is working on that lair, and already has a Spire on the way. So looking very good for him.
Yeah, nicely microed there by Erik, by the way. He keeps that drone alive against the multitude of attacks and attempts there from Cham to kill it off. And he's going to be able to get that hatchery down. Kills off a majority of the Lings. finally pushing all of this back. But like you said, Cham has been playing this really, really intelligently and already has that Spire halfway done. Even got the links into the main base to get the full scout and see the timing of Erik's lair. Really, really nice spot for Cham.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about this game is like Erik is basically taking the approach that I thought maybe he should take, right? Like maybe now you play defender, but Cham is also anticipating in this game that is most likely the approach that he should be taking. so he gets away with murder basically, right? Like he has been taking up so hard, or so hard, and that is just nasty, Ravi.
Yeah, that's another kill on the hatchery again. He's even gonna be able to find a couple of these queens over here. Gets us around on, well, the queen that looked like it was gonna be able to get away. So every single queen actually ends up falling. The Bailings aren't even ready. Are you kidding me? Not again. Not again. Not like this.
Not like this. He's surely gonna split out a couple of Zerglings into the main, as Zergs often do, to try and morph those into Banelings, but surely Erik has taken note of it. There's an Overlord, I think, that can see it as it happens, but he's not paying attention to these two Zerglings, as he just probably sent some units out to deal with them. 8 workers go down total, and more importantly, perhaps, Ravi, is the fact that he has made so much space for himself, Cham that is, to get those mutas out.
Yeah, hey, Katz, I'm gonna ask you something. How many queens do you think there are on the map after all the queens died?
Oh my god, I don't want to click, but I see 2 in production. I had the production tab open already.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, and I see 1 on my face right now. I'm gonna say 1.
So when I started the sentence, there were 0. Then 2 popped. So now there are 2 queens out on the map right now. And these roaches are here to just basically buy time. But while the roaches move across the map, and apparently all of the Banelings go off on those lings and do manage to get a clean up there to save that third. The mutas are gonna kill all of the roaches. And Cham should just have complete control of the map in this game.
Yeah, exactly. You might be wondering, why is he suiciding his roaches? Well, that's because otherwise he's gonna take damage at his base. And you might be like, wait, well, why doesn't Cham just pull back or just attack him then if he's gonna do more damage, if that's what Erik wants, right? And it's basically like a move where you say, okay, if you ignore this roaches, I can do as much or more damage because roaches have decent damage output and mutas are like harassing mobile units. And so it forces Cham to pull back and kill the roaches, but that's just basically like tribute. Like it's like, don't kill me, my lord, you know?
Yeah. If it was like the equivalent of chess, it's like saying, I'm gonna use a sacrificial pawn or a sacrificial rook, threaten your queen. Yeah, it's like, it's an easy pickings there, but at least you won't, checkmate me here.
Yeah, since we were talking about Cham as one of the kings of Latin America, it's more akin to sacrificing, I want to say, 4 goats.
4 goats. Yeah. As you do in a strategy game. I like that.
There's 2 workers. Yeah, I think you can sacrifice goats.
I know you can sacrifice goats. I'm saying, do
I personally sacrifice goats? No, I don't usually sacrifice goats. Ravi, I am not a fan of usually sacrificing goats for no reason, no.
Okay. How
about you?
You're not usually a fan of sacrificing. Kat, what is it? Okay, that is a great set of bailing hits there. And that doesn't even up the worker count yet. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the third is still denied. That's 14 workers, but like you said, it's not even. And the muta player does have the economic lead, so while the game was much more or less over, now it's, just mostly
double
over,
lurker,
I guess.
Yeah. Okay, the double lurker then, you're just... Wait, you can't get both lurker upgrades at the same time, though.
Nah.
Without a high...
No. This is just a mistake, Ravi. Yeah.
Okay, he realized the other one was going, he canceled it, but that also does mean he has to... Oh, no, sorry, yeah.
Right.
I had a brain fart moment where I'm like, he had 2 Hydra Dens then, but yeah, we changed that a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a little while for that one, but yeah, 2 Lurker Dens is still, it really goes to show how...
Goats,
Yeah, 2 Lurker Dens. I mean, the Lurkers are going to hold nicely, and I love the approach that Erik has taken. He's basically saying, okay, if this game lasts an hour, then maybe I have a shot. And what he's got to do here is basically situate himself on 3 bases with the queens, with the spores, and just kind of drag things out. Whereas Cham is going to have free reign to go out on the map. And I think that if you're Cham here, the best way to deal with this, Ravi, is to just mirror your opponent, but with a greater economy.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really smart way to do it. And with the hive already getting started there for Cham, there's going to be a nice little window also, since the infestation pit is only just now starting for Erik, that if Cham decides to actually attack in with his own lurkers, he will potentially have the range advantage in a lurker versus lurker battle, as well as the ability to like burrow his lurkers faster. But that should just be a hard kill, right? That is going to completely prevent anything.
Yeah, and he's also going to have Vipers available, which is going to make it so that he can use Blinding Cloud offensively, or even, you know, pull some lurkers towards his army and get rid of them efficiently like that. So I really love everything that Cham is doing right now. I love that he didn't commit to Mutas. I love that he didn't like do the thing that I like doing, because it, you know, sometimes it fails where you kind of just commit and say, okay, I have the Ling upgrades maybe, so let's go Ultras or something of the sort. That kind of play can be a lot more dangerous. When you're this far ahead, just do the same thing, but better.
Yeah. A good piece of life advice for anyone. You know, if you're looking to get better at StarCraft or anything else, just do the same thing as someone else, but better. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and Cham definitely has the option to do that, so I love that he's going that route. Like you were saying, he's ahead now in lurker upgrades officially. Erik is going to try to catch up, and Erik is really hoping that there's, you know, a load of Roach Hydra ready to move into his lurkers, or even a lurk or an Ultra transition, or that there was a Muta overcommitment, right? He has like 3 spores here and there. Like, he's doing everything that he can to kind of bait a mistake from Cham. Cham's just not having any of that, though.
Yeah. But Cass, more importantly, did you respond to the polling question on the stream asking if you've ever sacrificed a gold?
I did not.
Because it was a clear yes or no answer. Okay.
That's great.
Okay, apparently 56 of people have in fact sacrificed a goat though, so you know.
Impressive.
You're in good company.
What do you mean? I never admitted to sacrificing a goat, Ravi.
You didn't say
I did not technically admit. Listen, Ravi, I'm from Peru. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm not technically admitting to sacrificing goats. They do not sacrifice goats, okay?
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? All I'm gonna say is maybe we should keep Cyril away from you for a little bit. I'm not feeling comfortable with keeping him around you. Maybe we should have some bodyguards and Cass is trying to, you know, hang out with Cyril and not gonna go to lunch together by yourselves.
A little bit surprising that these Vipers came here. I think that Cham is just like, wow, I'm so far ahead, you know, just rallied over his Vipers. But he didn't really get the energy to do much with them, so it's going to be a little bit of a stallment for him. The Mutas are still doing whatever they can, and Erik has a lot of supply tied up to Queens, whereas Cham is just maxed on whatever he wants. It's a difficult one.
We see Parasitic Bomb coming out on top of the Mutas, but one of the Vipers ends up going down in exchange for 2 Mutas. And honestly, Erik is in such a tough economic position that that's a fine trade. I actually feel like you could trade 5 Mutas for each Viper, and Cham would be happy with it.
Oh, he would be, yeah, he would be elated. It's just such a good, any trade is a good trade right now. I mean, he's 2 bases up, not to mention maxed out, so. If you're killing something, then that's good enough in my book right now. He's going after this Hydra then.
Ooh, that's actually a cute move. While he also goes to the Blinding Clouds on these lurkers, starts yoinking them forward. Gets a few of his own yoinks, so this actually might draw things out of it, especially since Cham is actually in the minority in terms of lurker count. But you know, it's actually really cool. I never realized this, but the lurkers, when they're on the offensive at the base, they can stay in the acceleration zones. They can have an extra quick retreat if need be.
Oh, that is pretty cool indeed. But yeah, it looks like, I mean, Erik has stabilized on 3 base, but you know, he's just 100 supply down more or less, so. What do you do from here, Ravi? It's just like, he's gonna try to take 1 base at a time and kind of defend each base with his life. It is a little bit harder to attack than defend, and Erik did do great to get like a lot of Vipers, which is the units that are gonna allow him to trade effectively. The problem for Erik is that Cham can really trade inefficiently, like you were pointing out to, and still get away with it.
Yeah, I would have loved some Blinding Clouds that have come out earlier there for Erik if he really wants to try and hold on to that position, but he's going to lose all of the lurkers and the game. Cham takes a 3-0.